And Season 3 of World Super Touring begins right here, right now. We are in daylight hours for Interlagos Race 1. And as you can see on the front row, someone's prediction was right, in that Honda are taking things a bit more seriously this time around. Jason Thompson is on pole, and rookie teammate Nicky Lammers doing the business for Honda. And alongside me, Adrian Michael Rees, is Christian Shepherd once more. Hello again.
Hello again.
And whilst we might not hear from him immediately, we've got Michael Swinnerton in the pits to keep us updated as and when. All change. Hopefully you've seen the season preview to keep yourself up to date. But for the time being, let's wait for the lights to turn green. Back at it again, and the BMW with the rear-wheel drive start. There's Jason Webber.
It's a very
Good
good
start,
start
but
from BMW. Yeah.
And the Golf of Nicky Wirtz, surprisingly high on the agenda. Decent start from them despite the perhaps poor performance of the Golf. Nicky Lammers though, decent qualifying, but good nonetheless, being in third off the start. Not an absolute disaster
nice
start, but
dive
down
down
the
there.
inside already. There we go.
Nice overtake on the set. Oh, he's lost it back though, straight to Webber. Webber does the undercut. That's a bit of a bunch up there going into turn 4 there behind all this.
Which is Tibet Suarez with Ingram in the Mazda now, replacing Swinnerton as the traffic heads for the infield and the duckbill.
That's where it's seemingly about to lose 4th place to Aiello though. Yeah, Aiello's gone past. That's a cracking start from Aiello in the Renault there.
They might be in business as well. We expected it to be a BMW Alpha Fest, given the performance at the end of the season.
But the highest Alpha at the moment is Fisichella down in, well now 8th place, was 7th as I was about to start there.
Speaking of surprises, here's Kobayashi and the Tamiya Honda, up to 7th.
Indeed.
And looking at Ingram.
About to climb all over the back.
That is surprisingly quick as well for Ingram, but he's out on the outside for turn 1. Is that going to be something he'll pull off on a season 2 regular now?
Try there. On the outside.
Fritz Fisichella in the number 2 Alpha, literally and figuratively.
I just dropped back to 10th since the start as well. Webber is up there in 2nd. Contrasting drives again from BMW. Happened a few times in the previous season.
There's some wide goers there at the braking area, or the exit of turn 4. Traffic jam still to play out into lap 2. With the Brazilian sun beaming down on everyone witnessing this right now.
Side by side throughout since turn 4, these two drivers at the moment.
Got to hand it to the performance analysers that are responsible for keeping the teams close, despite what might be happening between 7th and 6th right now, as the rest of them head towards Junção. Kobayashi once again, Ingram, Fisichella.
Watcher up to 6th place as well since the start. Webber all over the back of Thompson.
Webber.
And there's Aiello caught to the back of these 4, well, these 3 I should say, to make it 4.
If we reflect on the previous time we were here, Renault did have quite a decent getaway at the start of the season.
But if we also remember, it was Gachot that gave Thompson a bit of a shove into turn 1.
Absolutely did. Well,
I hope that's not playing on Thompson's mind with Aiello there sneaking up in 4th place, although dropped a little bit off from turns 2, 3 and 4, or turns 1, 2 and 3, and that's Lammers up inside.
Nicky Lammers again, Thompson a little bit wide, but the switch back there, you've got it.
Is Thompson watching the race behind him? It seems.
Nicky Birds.
Oh, that's Yamas slightly pushing the BMW wide. Very naughty move there from our rookie.
Still learning the ropes, but
Apparently not scared
Webber's
to get
also
the
got a
elbows
point to
out.
prove. Ingram up to 7th, ahead of Kobayashi. Aiello now up to 3rd.
Yeah.
So it's not all plain sailing for the front wheel drivers of the field. Decent battle in this first quarter of the race. Some decent surprises further below. The Crown Athlete in its 2nd season. We were hoping that the development would have gone into this car. In fairness, for this race it definitely has.
Yeah. Right up behind Season 1 champion that's there.
They've had to switch from the Scirocco, as has Dumas in the Alpha privateer, now not a BMW privateer. E-Day in the other Toyota, perhaps feeling a bit burnt out after season 1 with some decent results, but perhaps has to capitalise on that. And still early days, but 17th, anything outside the top 15 is no point, so you need to get yourself in check, get yourself in gear. Camish in 18th.
Yeah, ahead of Pelot, which means that it's Sarlo that we saw go past in a much higher position at the moment. Rydell languishing way back in 20th place with Kobayashi further up the field as well. Contrasting results, not results so far, but positions so far for our current drivers. Doesn't seem to be, not many of them seem to be too bunched together at the moment. Aiello's now in the lead. When did that happen?
We've missed that. Aiello has Thompson's down to 3rd, so we need to put 2 and 2 together there somehow. There was a battle on.
Yeah.
It definitely happened somewhere in the infield because, well, the table has flipped. Lama's still 2nd, but Aiello has just decided to break away from this.
Yeah.
And Thompson might want some answers sooner rather than later, but they are side by side for turn 1.
Hi guys, I'm just going to interject here.
Swinny!
I saw on my track map, Thompson ran wide at turn 4, lost him a whole heap of positions.
Similar to what he did at the start of lap 2 then, from the sound of things. Obviously I hadn't learned from his mistake.
Swinny from the pit wall, Ingram's got off to a flyer.
Yeah, he's doing alright for himself in his first ever race as Thompson goes wide again. Man needs to learn his braking points there.
Nama's been very good for his debut. Webber still in 4th, but that Renault has just gone. And I hasten to add, dare I say it. Once again, Swinny, if you're still there, how have the tyres been behaving during practice? Are we going to be seeing the same sort of pattern we saw play out where drivers that went far ahead just realised they had no grip?
Don't know. Goodyear have brought a harder compound for us this year, so I think that's actually going to help the front-wheel drive cars a bit because it means they won't burn out their fronts, towards the end of the race with this slightly harder compounded tyre. But results have been fairly negligible so far, so we'll have to wait and see on that one.
Feel free to chip in as and when, but we'll leave you to it for now. A lot of work to do for the rest of the race there. Swinton, see you soon. Butcher and Ingram already there. That's some performance compared to the Mazda 6 that was on display last season.
Kobayashi's dropped to 8th in all this as well. There's lost quite a bit of a gap to Ingram. He's now in the defend against. Yeah, and to defend against Fisichella. Teammates down in 20th upon our last looking, so again the whole stark contrast. Aiello in first place, Gasho in 12th.
To a degree, it can still be pot luck on the first race of the season. I think the form book was kind of hard to predict. By the time we got to say rounds 8 and 9, we kind of had a general idea of who was, the key performers, and then the rest of them would just show up if they had the luck on their side. Wittmann right now 14th.
Yeah, to deal with a privateer in terms of Dumas. Can't be doing themselves any favours at the moment.
Especially if that decides to.
Somebody going wide there, wasn't quite sure who that was.
So Wittmann
Just
being held up by Wiggins.
Yeah. Ford's got some cracking top speed if we remember correctly from season 2, so there's always a chance that Ford might pull away.
Here comes Thompson again, but oof.
It was telling him to move over here.
Just keep tabs on what's animated later. How animated Honda might be right now if this is necessarily a good look for them, having had such a good start in qualifying. Thompson down the inside for turn 4.
As long as they keep it clean. Ooh, it's a little rough there. Lama's going forced wide, it would seem there.
In touring car standards, that was clean, and we'll leave it at that.
Of course.
Weber.
I think Honda will be happy currently at the moment. They're currently second, third. I think they'd be more than happy to let the two race for now. I'll say the biggest shock so far of this race is Palou and Whitman at the moment. Palou down in 19th place, unable to get past Camish there.
Out on his own, Jean Aiello. Thompson and Lammers.
Very wide. Oh no! I mean, they've got similar pace as the front run at the moment, considering the last 2 laps.
They've kept Lammers well rehearsed for this moment then, because fairly sort of invisible through season 2 junior categories, especially the sport categories there. Jamie Webber giving BMW something to cheer for. A bit better than what we saw last year. Especially if Sophia Schneider is in with a points-paying performance as well. But Lammers here, early call for Rookie of the Year.
And Thompson just slightly got away there. It's
We're reaching halfway.
Down, surely. Right.
So with that harder compound, you'll have to just wait and see if anything does dramatically change, especially in the battle for the lead, especially in this particular battle right now, and especially if we're seeing like sort of Fisichella just getting ahead of Kobayashi as they are side by side through turn 4.
Kobayashi now down to 9th place, as you've mentioned, yeah. Suarez in 10th.
Sophia Schneider scraping into the points paying positions as well, 12th. Decent gap behind her, and with it still being top 10, we were trying to figure out what was going to happen with race 2. It's still going to be top 10. The argument was it was going to be too complicated, but I couldn't see any more complications. And if you're under 30 seconds, you're in for a decent grid position, rather than if you're in top 10, hang back and wait and see what happens. Maybe they'll perfect that. Kobayashi and Fisichella have been joined at the hip for this entire lap, and almost once more again there.
Yeah, it's got to be a big confidence boost for both the team and Kobayashi, considering how unfortunate the results were in the previous season and how fast this Alpha ended up being. So Yeah, it's got to be a big confidence booster there for the, like I say, for the team and the driver.
And if
Still not
Honda,
really handling the car very well. That's why he's down in 11th place at the moment.
and if the Honda performance of the new boys, the new car at the front, is of any trickle down improvements for the Tamiya team, we shall wait and see. Verts ahead of Butcher, ahead of Ingram. He's looking racy, this.
I think Burt is unfortunately holding up Butcher here.
Are you getting that from, if we can get back to something that's done there, is he pointing that out to you on the pit wall there, that you are being held up by the Volkswagen in front?
He hasn't said anything on the radio so far. I think he's just enjoying the show of watching two works cars squabble in front of him.
Enjoying being in 7th. This is the sort of place you'd like to be, branch hat notwithstanding, huh?
I mean, yeah, I liked Interlagos. I feel like I could have gotten 7th around here. It was just, you know, that silly spin last year that put paid to that.
One more lap completed into the second half of the race. Ayalo still just gone. And then a peloton for 2nd to 5th, or 2nd to 4th. Then this pack here, Kobayashi holding up Fisichella once more. We're back to where we were in season 2. Hard to pick where to point the camera at.
It's good for the championship, that, to be fair. As Kamish is now up to 18th place and Pelot's dropped to 20th. Beginner's luck rubbing away from Pelot, we wonder?
Did you hear anything funny going past your pit box then for that Polo Focus? Sorry.
No, but I have heard grumblings from all 4 Ford drivers that they're dealing with chronic understeer and the car is just not rotating its way through the corners like they want.
And with an infield like this, yeah, I think that is that's your evidence right there. Webber still trying to wait for Lammers and Thompson to, from his perspective, hopefully crash into each other. It's a good look for Honda so far. Not too bad a look for Toyota. 6th place. We're still being held up by the Verts Golf. We've got Fisichella ahead of Kobayashi now.
Yeah, Kobayashi's now down to, was already down to 9th, my apologies. Although,
Back down the inside.
Place.
Take 10. Siamese twins up the hill. Decent turnout for the crowd as well. On a sunny day like this, with no Brazilian competitor in sight as well. What a season we have in store. Roof cam, Kobayashi, Fisichella behind us. There's the Suarez Golf and the Sophia Schneider BMW.
Looks like Ingram and Butcher are about to go at each other at the moment, looking ahead there.
And there goes Gasher down the inside.
Yeah, I think they are absolutely going head to tail here with the fight in turn 4.
Well, the Golf has decided to pull away a bit.
It helps that these two are having a little fight at the moment.
And that's your leading privateer. If not your leading rookie, because Lammers is still 2nd. They're through the duckbill. Ayalo still decently ahead of them.
Ingram just slightly dropped off from Butcher there.
Due to the light of the camera there, I thought we had some moisture on track. Then I don't see any weather here. Obviously, it doesn't. Definitely not in the pits. So Sweeney, no doubt, will back that up. But
just looking at Ayalo, seems to, although the gap's fairly big, it seems to have kept the same way for quite a few laps. So seems to be now saving the tyres from the looks of things.
And with a 1 minute 40 as well, whilst we're looking at his teammate doing a 1:41. That might be traffic.
These two still going at it.
Take 12.
Yeah. Same with again, just to throw this in there, but same with Ingram and Butcher seem to be constantly going at each other. My yellow miles ahead there.
That cloud cover though.
Thompson is slightly catching though. With
Nothing
Lammers
on. Yeah, that cloud. There's nothing on our radar. Swinney, what about your radar? There's no rain coming, is there?
No, it's just a really ominous looking cloud.
Fair enough. Webber still in 4th. I think Lammers.
Butcher's down to 7th.
Butcher is down to 7th. Ingram has got ahead, but
That was a very strange move from Butcher there. I wonder if this fight will now bring Kobayashi and Fisichella into the mix.
with a quarter of the
been a
race to go.
move.
Butcher down the inside of the duck bill, but we just saw it
was
not
contact there.
pay off there. Bit of contact, yep. As we're on board with Butcher. Lammers definitely in 2nd now. We did see that Thompson had no car in front of him.
Let's see how this Mazda does on a straight line with the Toyota. We were showing straight line last year, if we remember correctly. Let's see how he pulls up to this Mazda if he does indeed. Doesn't seem to, not at the moment.
Well, they were definitely on a charge down the Doddinger hole at the end of the season, but if that's the exact same car, slight anticlimactic performance shift given the effort they didn't come up with for the second half of the season at Toyota. Here's Gasho in 12th, Wickens 13th, Sophia Schneider still ahead of him. 143s, 142s for Schneider. The top 3 are starting to group together. Ingram in 6th.
Actually caught up to Wirtz now that he's dropped Butcher. Yeah, the anti-lag on one of those cars really kick out there. Appears to be coming from the Golf. There's a very loud anti-lag.
Lammers has managed to, well, it looked like he managed to pull away from Thompson earlier. Wirtz defending the Junkow from Ingram. But that's
a great exit.
But an erratic exit from Wirtz. As we see the actual sort of guts of the Mazda. They stripped that down to its bare minimum.
Probably to make way, to be fair. I don't know where Wirtz is going. Almost like he's getting buffeted by the wind there. Another good exit from that Mazda from Ingram. Surely this is where you'll have a go. Wirtz has gone to defend the inside.
We're going to try not to interfere with the pit car stuff for the final couple of laps because this is perhaps one of the best, Brands Hatch notwithstanding, better performances from the Mazda team. Mazda privately entered Mazda team. We're hoping they'd be semi-works for this season. Down the inside for 5th. But that battle is definitely not over with these turns coming up. Wirtz with a bit of a glimpse down the inside. Kobayashi and Butcher. Kobayashi's got ahead of Fisichella for a bit. Yeah, so the semi-detached nature of those two on hold for now. But down the inside goes Wirtz. That was brave, bit dangerous, no damage done there. Still a string of cars, a crocodile if you will, through the Duck's Beak, through to Junkow, all the way from Ingram to E-Day.
Yeah. Darlow,
Darlow, decent rookie start, outperforming Palu definitely still in last there, with all the sort of understeer feedback on display right there as well with understeer engineering on the Hoardings. Fisichella moved on the inside perhaps. He's on the inside wall. Not brave enough that time around. 2 to go. Butcher down to 7th. We definitely saw that earlier. Ingram with a very good drive, all things considered. Could have been the rookie drive of this race, but we've got Lammers there, outperforming
Also
a
catching
season
Aiello.
3. Looks like it.
Yeah, Aiello
We
is
thought the
not
tyre
gone far
drop-off
away.
wasn't going to happen.
Seems
But
to be
Webber's
the
also on the
case.
ball as well.
That's visibly closer. Yeah, Aiello's got can't be feeling too confident right now. It's only just over a lap to go.
Boiling up nicely as we reach start-finish line and one more lap to go.
So looking through
That's
the
a gap,
timing
though.
sheets, yeah, Aiello's doing 42s and Lammers doing 41s. So Lammers is catching.
And there's another one. I'd like to say game on, but that gap is still a gap nonetheless.
Yeah, it's not over till it's over though. Aiello could easily make a mistake, as they have been doing around turn 4.
And behind Webber, nothing but oxygen between him and another rookie who is now what I thought was going to be causing a traffic jam. That's a gap to
Yeah,
this.
Kobayashi, or maybe getting fifth, not fifth, sorry, sixth.
You said that with the right inflection as well for the drama. Round the outside of the Curva de Sol, but it's a traffic jam nonetheless.
All for
Braking
sixth
area
place
for turn
here.
4. Brace yourselves.
Oh, Kobayashi, that's a very late break. Well done.
Butcher and Kobayashi, Saido by Saido into the infield.
Some breathing room as well if these two now decide to fight going into the complex. Fisichella just waiting to pounce at the moment.
Whilst that's happening, we dare not tear ourselves away, but we have to. Aiello, yep, enough of a gap there. Still consistently, I mean, there's a couple of 42s there, no doubt, but obviously Lammers was gaining with the final turns to go. Season 3 with a bang. Aiello wins again. Lammers, what a drive. Thompson, unfortunate. Webber doing good for BMW, and what a positive day for the newer Mazda, and one of the best privateer drives we'll see this season, I think. Putting that out there right now. Well done to Swinney, well done to Ingram.
Well done to Kobayashi holding off there for 7th place. That's his highest finish in the last 2 seasons.
He did in 15th, but who finished 10th? I completely missed out on that.
I believe that was Wirtz. Not Wirtz,
That
sorry,
was Suarez. So, we're going to see the antics from Paul. I wonder if that was lesson learnt at the Nürburgring at the end of the season. Now, race 1 over. This is the Saturday race, so we're going to be taking almost a 24-hour break before we pick up with race 2. Firstly, before we end the footage, Christian, how did that go for you?
I think it went rather well. It's very interesting to see the massive changes up. It's a bit of a shame to see where Alpha have currently ended up. It's very similar to BMW. BMW did well one season and unfortunately poor runnings on the second, so we'll have to see in future events to see if they improve.
I know we normally would have an eye on the pit lane with Swinney right there, but this is eye on 5th place, because that was some drive from your rookie there, Swinney.
You are not wrong. That was incredibly impressive from him.
But how was the atmos down in the pits throughout?
Well, from where I'm sat, I can look to my left and I can see happy people at Honda, and I can look to my right and see rather concerned faces at Ford.
Very concerned faces of Ford there, especially if they're going to be in the same sort of position that BMW were this time in season 2. But let's see what tomorrow brings. This is Adrian Michael Rees on behalf of Christian Shepherd and Michael Swinnerton. Good racing, everyone. See you soon.
See you soon.